At Squiala, we really try to examine all of our habits that we have in the school system and think about how can we approach this from an Indigenous perspective rather than a colonial perspective. So things as simple as morning announcements, we start with our school song and an Indigenous prayer. Bringing in as much culture as we can in tying it into the curriculum. So in our science units and our social studies and math and language arts, bringing in our cultural education teacher to incorporate Halkmila language in the classes and the lessons, and also trying to get our students out on the land as much as possible. We know that traditional Indigenous ways of learning were place-based and project-based and hands-on and multi-generational. And the beautiful things about returning to this style of learning is that it doesn't just benefit Indigenous students. We know that this is best practice for all kids, that everybody learns better being out on the land and learning with people who are professionals and experts in this area. So rather than reading about it in a book, going out and doing it themselves. So we do a lot of project-based learning.
Well, to me, it's about recognizing the uniqueness of each child. And we do that by keeping the school fairly small and having a high ratio of EAs to students so that they can get that individual attention that they need.
It's very important to us at Squiala Elementary to build up the confidence of our students. It doesn't matter what your interests are, it doesn't matter what your skills are, but you need to be proud of who you are. And you need to feel successful. So every single student that comes in our school is examined individually how they can be supported and how they can be set up for success. Everybody is assisted to achieve those goals. It's incredibly personalized, incredibly individualized. We have a fabulous teacher to staff ratio so that we can make sure that every child is achieving their potential. Having a smaller school and having a smaller student to staff ratio means that we can individualize a lot more of the experience. If there's a child that's really passionate and really engaged in one mode of learning, then we jump on board and we follow that route rather than expecting all the children in the class to learn in one learning style. I just highly recommend families to consider this school because there is so much flexibility here because of our small size, because of the tremendous support that we get from the Indigenous community. Students are really being exposed to experiences that they wouldn't otherwise have because we have the freedom to individualize and really a lot of flexibility and creativity for how we approach the ministry mandated curriculum and how we can add extra layers to that and consider bringing in more Stalo knowledge.